Yo, kick the beat, it's PEBCAK and we're coming with the facts. Victor from the great white north, you know he never lacks. Brian on the mic, the big beard in the dome is bald and clean. And Glenn is pouring something strong, the liveliest on the scene. Shout to Ben, the dad type mentor, keeping everybody grounded. Chris, the owner, world's best host, the way the whole crew's found. Yeah, the PEBCAK fam's in the house, we're dropping nothing but the heat. The illest podcast that you'll ever hear. Just press rewind and then repeat. It's PEBCAK, PEBCAK. The whole crew got your back, got your back.
Hello, my friends.
Thank you for joining us for the PEBCAK Podcast, a weekly information security show featuring some all-around good people. It is week 31 of 2026. I'm Chris Louie, and it's 117 here in Las Vegas. With me, we do not have my co-host Brian Deach or Glenn Medina, who did not make it out to Las Vegas for BlackHat this year. It's the first time we've not had either of them on our Live from BlackHat episode. But as is tradition, we will be recording live since we're here. Our first guest this week is Tyson Kindler. Welcome back, Tyson.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Good to see you. Glad to have you back. And our next guest is the long-time listener, first-time caller, Brian Weber. Welcome,
Hello.
Brian.
Thank you.
Combined, we have decades of information security experience here, not just to educate, but to entertain. We've got a couple awesome stories for you this week, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. For our first topic, I did pull an InfoSec topic off of InfoSec Twitter. I thought it was interesting for anybody that uses the app Telegram on iPhones. You might have noticed that the Telegram app temporarily disappeared off the iPhone App Store this week. It wasn't because of some sophisticated hack or anything. And what ended up happening was somebody had extorted a public group in Telegram. And apparently this is a pretty common thing that's happened quite a bit and just came to light recently. So how this works is there's a public group. Anybody can join. Somebody joins it, posts like some kind of innocent message there, and then they wait a few days, and then they go back and they edit their message, and in this case, they put some AI-generated CSAM material and then immediately reported it to Apple. Apple then overreacted, removed Telegram from the App Store, and the extortionist had demanded money from Telegram to remove that content in order to get the app reinstated. So another interesting method that these extortionists have, that they infiltrate public groups, say, pay us this money or we're going to get your group taken down or we're going to get the app removed. And then Apple actually did remove it, and then they put it back. So what do you guys think of Telegram being temporarily removed from the App Store?
So I'm all for trolling, right? Like, trolling is cool. I don't know if that's the right word. But this extortion and editing stuff, that's a little bit overboard. I think that's worthy of getting asked. Yes.
Yeah, because I've seen like other types of extortion campaigns. Like there are people that will mail like physical restaurants and say, "Oh, you've been targeted and you didn't do anything wrong, but unless you pay us this fee in Bitcoin, we're gonna file health department complaints. We're gonna post negative Yelp reviews. We're gonna post negative Google reviews." And it's like, come on, people are just trying to make a living here, and then they're just getting extorted for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So what you're saying is all of those review sites and anything related to that are probably unnecessary, and we should just operate in a system of just kind of trusting that the restaurants are all right and things are okay.
Yeah. Trust but verify.
It's no different than the parking lots that are private parking, but yet they say, click here to pay, and if you don't pay, they'll do that. And there's all these scams now that are just like that, the same exact thing.
That was hilarious. I think it's hilarious. Like, I give credit where credit is due. You know, I grew up in San Francisco, and there were parking lots like near the Orpheum Theater, you know, the San Francisco Symphony.
Sure.
And what they would do is there's these private lots, like you said, and you pay at the machine. It's like, I don't know, $20 to park there, and no humans involved at all. And then somebody comes by, checks to make sure you pay, and if you didn't pay, they tow you. Well, somebody got the brilliant idea to just put on like a yellow jacket at this parking lot and say, "Oh yeah, you don't need to pay the machine, pay me,
sure,
and you're good." And then these parking lots in San Francisco started putting up the sign that says, if somebody claims they're an employee of the parking lot, do not pay them. They're an imposter. They're going to steal your money, and we're going to tow your car anyway.
Yeah, that's a new one to me, though. I've recently moved over to like a big city area. And so I do question, am I giving the person who's sitting in this booth the money legitimately? Mm-hmm. Or am I going to give them the money and still get towed because all they did was just pop the lock and they're sitting in this booth?
Yeah, right.
Either that or have a boot on your tire as you
yeah,
from there.
exactly.
Yeah. What is this?
Yeah. No, that's a new one to me, having come from the middle of a cornfield, Ohio.
To big city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely different mentality. Like, I always grew up in the city, always be vigilant, and always be skeptical of everybody. And, not everybody shares that sentiment, especially when people come visit. But, yeah, there's always somebody's always trying to scam you. Someone's always trying to get a buck out of you. And I thought it was, I got to give credit where credit due. That was pretty clever, putting on the yellow jacket, and not unlike putting on a valet vest in front of a nice restaurant that doesn't have valet service.
Yeah. It's like rule number 1, assume that everybody is out there lying to you and probably trying to kill you.
But yeah, the other advice says there's no such thing as valet parking in the ghetto. Just always assume, yeah. Don't trust that. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's a different one. That's pretty clever that they try to extort you and get you to pay the money, and otherwise they're going to take down your public Telegram group. I
do have a question, though, right, of how is a public Telegram group powerful or important enough such that Apple's response would be to remove the entire app? Are we not placing maybe a little bit of blame towards Apple on that reaction?
I mean, I think they overreacted removing the whole app, but I think that's part of the Apple's policy, right? It says that you cannot host this type of material, this type of content. And if you end up hosting it, even accidentally, like they have a responsibility to take it down. And that is, I can stand with that. I understand that. The other, I would say the conspiracy side of X said that, Apple took down Telegram, they put it back up, and then immediately they said there's an app update. So like, what's in this app update?
Yeah.
But I don't know. They haven't done this with any of the other major apps out there. And I think that was one of the things that I read online, that not just Apple, but I think the French government and the Russian government are both trying to take down Telegram. And it's like, if there's one thing that the French government and the Russian government can agree on, is that they don't like not being able to see Telegram messages.
Yeah. I can believe that one.
Yeah, because for the French government, they arrested that Pavel Durov when he was on French territory. And I think Russia, within the last week or two, issued some kind of arrest warrant for Pavel Durov, also for the same thing, for hosting this material or enabling scams on Telegram. And they're just trying to catch him.
So what you're saying is everybody should move to Signal, and then we're all safe.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Signal. I'm pretty sure it's blocked in Russia, but yeah, I'm a big fan of Signal.
I have no plans to be in Russia anytime soon, so I think I'm all right. Yeah.
Same with the EU. I think if it's like the UK is trying to put that back door in Signal.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And
Signal, to their credit, they took a stand. They said, if you force us to do this, we're just going to leave. We're never going to do that, which is good on them.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That helps me want to support them more.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, today is day 2 of BlackHat, so we haven't reached DEFCON yet. What are your guys' impression of BlackHat, the conference overall this year?
Very busy. I mean, I would say I have not been here since probably prior COVID, actually, now that I think about it. And for me, in the morning was very busy, seeing a lot of vendors out there. I think the floor seems bigger to me than what I remember. From a startup wise, a lot of startups out there that are doing a lot of different things, right? I mean, obviously AI is front and center everywhere.
If you didn't guess that. Yeah.
A lot of companies I never heard of. Like I've been in this space for 20 years or so, and there are some companies I I haven't heard of. I want to say at least 40-60% of these companies I've never heard of.
Yep. Well, don't worry though. You won't hear of them again next year. which is the challenge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the ones where you see that it's like, hey, we made this dashboard thing that correlates your data. It's like, yeah, but the AI can make me this dashboard.
Yeah.
And you probably used AI to make this dashboard and then built a company around it. So
yeah, something that you
like,
vibe coded.
Yeah, sure.
What interests me is the fact that like I'd go ask some just very pointed questions, and they'd be like, go right back to the slide, and you're like, tell me more.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't want to hear just AI, but where are you going? Where are you going with it? What's your big vision
Exactly.
to get past? Right? Because small businesses fail within the first year, 2 years,
Right.
3 years,
Yeah, without proper funding.
and if you don't have that big vision of like where you're going,
Yeah.
it's a like a lot of questions. You sit there and you're just like, hey, great idea.
Like, let's go
Let's
level
move
deeper.
forward.
Yes.
Have we reached a point where at conferences like this, we need to start challenging the people reading the slides to make certain that they're not robots? Because the only talk track they have is
The
robot
slides.
fed. Damn, yeah. No, I will say it was definitely busy this morning. I was kind of excited to see the amount of people out and exploring and trying to get more info. In the last couple of years, it's been the same size, but like pre-COVID wise, I could see that, that it is bigger than that.
Yep.
I definitely think it's bigger than last year. So Tyson and I have been here the last at least 6 years or so, minus the COVID year. But volume of people wise, I think it's bigger. Volume of vendors wise, I definitely think it's bigger this year too.
Yeah. I think it's pretty solid. I'm hoping tomorrow will keep it up and that people continue to be engaged and wanting to talk and learn. I was impressed with that today. People actually wanted to learn and understand, which isn't always the case.
I think people are, even the people that came to our booth, a lot of people are just learning about AI security. Even existing customers, they come up and say, what's your AI story? And then you can talk to them about that. And I think everybody's been interested in AI. It's definitely here to stay.
What is an AI? Yeah.
I'll say, I think the funniest thing that happened today was that Brian and I were walking the floor and we spotted an old coworker, and I don't think the old coworker was interested in talking to us.
Not at all. Maybe we took him by surprise.
Maybe.
But
maybe, yeah. Yeah, definitely the startup area was a lot bigger than I expected. A lot of new names, a lot of new companies, a lot of like post-SIM era. I think there are a bunch of companies that want to kill the SIM or want to move beyond the SIM.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was one thing. If it was not AI related, it's moving beyond SIM. That was probably one of the themes that I saw this year.
Yeah. So I didn't get a chance to explore the floor yet, right? I'm going to do that tomorrow. Was there anything that kind of stood out to you as, hey, this is a really cool either marketing gimmick or this is a really good way to draw attention that you're seeing maybe from those smaller startups?
No, I mean, nothing stood out in particular that came to mind, I would say. I think there's still the usual gimmicks. There's, the usual giveaways, the Torque booth. They didn't have Gravedigger there this year, but they had like a gigantic inflatable skeleton. And, I just remember their booth is the one with the Gravedigger booth, and they definitely have a theme. But I'm trying to think of any unique booths. I don't know. Brian, do you remember anything?
nothing off the top. Nothing yet. I mean, I walked around. I spent a lot of time in the startup aisle because it's always fun to go see where people are starting small.
Yeah.
With that small idea. And they're actually not afraid because I'm wearing a Zscaler shirt and they see I with Zscaler. They're willing to engage. You go to some bigger places, it's not always like that, right? And so it's nice to just connect and understand that.
Yeah.
So I stayed a lot, spent a lot in the smallest, the startups. I probably spent an hour and a half, 2 hours this morning just walking through the one seat startup person talking about what they're working on. But nothing crazy, but a lot of plugins or just starting early where they're like, this is kind of where we're here right now.
I think one of the surprising things is a lot of major vendors that are not here. I won't name any names, but there are certain vendors that you would expect to have a presence here. They were not present, and they're very big in the cybersecurity space. I mean, they have their own shows that are coming up, but for the most part, some of the big vendors I would say were missing. And then, to what Brian said, like, walking up as a vendor, I think in the startup space, there are a lot of companies that were welcoming to us that did not shy away from us, because our coworker Igor, who was supposed to be here recording but went to bed instead, he told me he went to a very large CDN vendor that was right next to our booth, and as soon as they saw he was a booth staff and vendor, like, they wouldn't talk to him. It's like, we don't really compete directly. It's not a comp intel thing, but I guess, like, they don't have time to talk to vendors. But I would say some of the smaller companies just were willing to talk to anybody, which I think was nice. Yeah.
We did have a lot of those either startups or smaller groups coming in to talk and see how can we integrate, how can we partner and all of that, which is always good to see. So I hope that continues.
Yeah, and we got invited to a party tonight too. Actually, it was one of the
because of that.
One of the vendors, they wanted to integrate with us, and I think it was Tyson. You had a long conversation with their CTO, and he's like, "Yeah, we'd love to work together. And by the way, we're hosting this amazing party, and you guys are welcome." And I mean, I think that helps the ecosystem. Like, they're got to be top of mind for us when people ask us about how can we handle the solution that we don't handle that they potentially could handle, and that's how you build good partnerships, I think.
Yeah, agree completely. And the whole point of coming here is making connections and helping build relationships and trying to solve those issues that maybe we don't want to solve on our own and somebody else has already sorted out, and getting that next step towards.
Yeah, it's connecting the dots, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just because you're a competitor doesn't mean you can't play in the same area and learn and understand. Right?
Because like, we work in the post-sale side, and we've already landed the customer, and sometimes they come to us and say, well, who do you know in this space? Like, who can help us in this space? And that's where we'll say, like, well, we have good relationships with company X, and that's how we build a partnership. And if somebody gives us the cold shoulder, I'm like, well, I'm never going to recommend you then. But if I know what you do and what you're good at, and then that's something that we're not in a space of, then we're happy to work together with you then. So on a different note, so I will say, in terms of Vegas overall, maybe not related to cybersecurity, but I would say that we've been here a couple days. We've been at restaurants, we've been at bars. One thing I have noticed, I will say, I think I noticed this last year, but it's more of a trend that I'm seeing this year. So if you're at a bar and you notice the bartender, they all use measuring cups now. And I don't feel like that used to be the case. Like, for a good bartender, they can pour by sight, they can pour by time, or they can pour by feel. But this year, and I would say last year too, I would say that all the bartenders are using measuring cups to measure their drinks. Now, I don't know if this is like a function of, this is corporate policy, you have to give them the exact amount of alcohol, or if they're just giving bartending licenses to just anybody and they just have to measure it out. But have you noticed that? They always have to use measuring cups now?
I definitely noticed the measuring cups coming out tonight and yesterday. And I don't know if I had recognized that it was a little bit off. But I think you're right? I don't remember really seeing them before. But yeah, something tells me it's like this corporate thing of, we will only give exactly what
the exact amount you paid for.
Definitely a corporate thing. Ex-bartender, bartender for 6+ years, and I always used to free pour. But when it comes down to a corporate thing, that was a college bar, so that doesn't count.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
In a corporate world, it's all about to the penny. So they are going to put the little jigger out so you can sit there and pour it right into that and dump it. And it shows this is what you're paying for, and that's it. And there's no debate that, this person to me got this high amount and this person got less.
Yeah, because
very simple.
You go to a bar and sometimes you'll say, like, oh, they made this strong, or they made this weak. But I guess now, if they use a measuring cup, like across the board, everything's just got to be pretty consistent.
Now, admittedly, I did have a buddy, through college and for a while beyond, that anytime we would go out to the bar, when he would find like maybe one of those more attractive female bartenders or woman bartenders that he was interested in, and they would pour him a really strong drink. He would always come up to us and brag about like, man, I got a really strong drink. She must like me. When in reality, it's like, no, she just doesn't know how to make a drink. And it's like, if you got that overpour from, a guy that you weren't interested in as a bartender, you're going to think, man, this guy doesn't know how to make a drink. So, I can see the value in having, if you're bringing people in who don't have that experience, they don't know how to measure or, do it properly by sight or feel, then, you want them to actually do it properly so it doesn't taste like
Well, it's really funny. So if you look probably a couple years back, a lot of places were going to the actual measured guns where it would sit there and pour a shot. But people were so offended by that.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're like, am I really getting that much?
Right.
So I think now that you see they're pouring it, it kind of puts another... It's a psychological effect.
They can make the cup smaller, too.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know.
But at least you're seeing it, right? And they're pouring versus like just putting on it like a soda gun looks like, and they're like, oh, this goes here.
Yeah.
So it's all the mind game, right? It's the same amount, more efficient. You still see what you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past the big corporate places to make the measuring cup 10% smaller. Like you could see them make it.
Yeah, shrinkflation.
Shrinkflation.
Right? Yeah.
Well, that is like what $20 a cocktail now here.
Oh my
Vegas.
gosh,
Yeah.
20.
It's crazy.
I don't know what 20. Where's 20 you've been at?
Yeah, that was why I just left the party we were at with my pockets full of drinks. Right, they were free. So none like walking out with $70 worth of booze in your pockets. Yeah.
Yeah, cause I remember there used to be like on TV they have they call it the World Championship Bartender Olympics or something, and one of the tasks they would do was like make a perfect Mai Tai, and they would have people pour. It wasn't real alcohol, but it was like alcohol bottles filled with water, and you do it by feel, and you just measure the volume and see if it was accurate because Mai Tai is exactly this many ounces of this many ounces of that, and then they measure it against it. I think that's one of the things of bartending is do it by feel, do it by sight, do it by time, and you should be able to pour like a perfect drink that way. But now anyone can be a bartender as long as you memorize the recipe, use this measuring cup, and you'll make the perfect drink.
So can I plug something weird that is unexpected here? Tonight, right? We went to that party that we got invited to that was really awesome. I'm having a conversation with these cool guys. We're talking security, and then we shift to the idea of bartending and mixed drinks and all this good stuff. And they're saying that one of the bosses was like, man, there needs to be some app out there. I keep talking to like ChatGPT of I have these alcohols and these mixers.
Yep.
How do I make a drink?
Yeah. What can I make?
Yeah, what can I make thing? And then it's this realization of in my phone, I already have an app, and it's called Cocktail Party. And so I'm talking to them and I'm showing them of you tell it what drinks you have, whether it's a mixer or a liquor or whatever, and it'll tell you what you can make. And it'll say, like, if you had this one more thing, you could make these other drinks.
Yeah.
And that's the piece of, like, I've been coming to DEFCON. This is my 16th year here. And the group that I meet up with are the ones who have that app. So that's the part where this is a shameless plug, right? But all of the drinks in that app have been tested at DEFCON during parties. Let's make it. Let's get feedback from people. If it's garbage, we're not posting it on the app. If it's good, here we go. We'll teach you how to make it. Here's what you need. You just measure it out right and put the app or put your drink together. And you just add, like, I have this, I have that, I have these other things. Here's your drinks. And it'll give you good feedback, good intel. So it's like, stop draining the lakes. Stop asking ChatGPT, what drink can I make with these liquors and mixers? Just get the Cocktail Party app, and now you're a bartender, thanks to your phone.
Yeah. See, I just take a picture of my entire bar in Panorama and say, make me.
Tell me what I can make.
Yes, please. Yeah.
That's much easier.
No, I don't want my son to be able to have any water. That's great. No, it's fine. But yeah, anyway, shameless plug, right? That is a really cool thing of just, man, the hard work has already been done for you.
Yeah.
You just tell it what you have, and it already has this preset list.
Yeah, very similar. Like, well, to Brian's point, like you take a picture of what's in your fridge and you upload to AI now, and you say, "Make me dinner," or what can I make dinner out of this, and it'll be the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, you got this, you can make this, you got this protein, you got this carb, and you can make that. So yeah, I mean, it's good that the app for that, and then now you can just either make a good, delicious dinner or make some great cocktails. Yeah, I can vouch for that app. I think it was 2 years ago. I had like an orange creamsicle drink from the bartender. I'm like, never thought I'd have that, but yeah, it was good. It was great.
There you go, right? Yeah.
I don't know what went in it, but it tastes like exactly like an orange creamsicle.
Exactly. And now I think it's in the app, and you have the ingredients. It'll tell you how to make it.
Yeah. So something we talk about every year, I would say, is I remember what it was now. I guess you could call it the enshitification of Las Vegas, that everything is expensive now. Actually, to their credit, I bought this very large drink here, and it was $9 from the hotel gift store, I guess, or the sundry store. And I was expecting $15, $18, but $9 is actually not pretty reasonable. But I think we talked about it last year. Actually, Tyson might remember this topic of how Las Vegas
is dead.
Not dead. I wouldn't say it's dead. As by the BlackHat attendance this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say there is some kind of conspiracy, some kind of concerted effort of the taxi lobby to sabotage the rideshare companies here. And I experienced it personally. Like we're staying at a hotel that's not where BlackHat's being hosted, so we have to take either a taxi or a rideshare over there, and I take a rideshare. The cabs have their own faults, but I use a rideshare, and literally as I'm pulling into the Mandalay, there's a line of cabs that they get to go back to the convention center, so it's a very short walk to where we need to go. Mm-hmm. And if you're not a taxi, there's literally a guy staying there directing traffic that says, "No, you have to go the long way." So I was in an Uber, and they made us go the long way. So they dropped me off at some underground parking garage that was like a 20-minute walk from where I needed to go. And I think that's pretty indicative of where things are going here. That my personal opinion, the cab lobby here is extremely strong. And they want to make it as hard as possible for the rideshare to take over the taxi business. And that's like one example of adding friction, to the rideshare experience. But I will say, so to the credit of the cab companies, because I haven't taken a cab in a couple of years now. I've always used the rideshare companies, but I did take like a cab ride from Mandalay up to Cosmo, and it was only $13. Like, that was cheaper than an Uber. So I think that while the cab drivers have a very strong lobby here, I think the competition did drive the price down. Because I think that cab ride pre-Uber was quite pricey, but it's gotten quite reasonable now, so I can't be too mad at that.
Well, it's like the surge pricing. So this morning, when I was going from here to there, I was going to use Uber, and it was $33. It was really crazy. But then when I went to go took the taxi cab, which I waited for 5 minutes for, it was $10. Yeah. So, like to your point, the that price difference has
so it's competition.
Has weighted down.
They added the friction to it, and then I don't know if it's like a function of Uber. They're a for-profit company. Don't get me wrong, and you will pay the price for it. But the cab companies, I don't think they have surge pricing.
They're not going to, right? It's flat rate. What's really funny about this is, I believe, we're talking about enshitification. You're talking about potentially trying to defend the Uber and Lyft because of the cab company lobby. And I believe that, like, Cory Doctorow was recently on Jon Stewart's podcast, and Cory being the one who kind of was like coining this enshitification term and was bringing forth all of this garbage about Uber and the rideshare process and how they are flatly screwing their drivers over, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, do we defend the rideshare? Do we defend the taxi service? Or is there some in between on what we want to do? And I don't know, because then there's me who's also just willing to walk everywhere.
Even if it's 110.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Right, I'm gonna find the path where
It's
I'm
more
walking out.
elastic.
Yeah, I walk outside the least amount of time. I'm gonna walk through air conditioned places or comfortable places, and take what I can. But I don't have to deal with waiting for a car.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to pay anything. I'm just going to go where I need to go, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday I walked to, through, and beyond the Cosmo for $0 because I just did the walk.
Yeah.
But I could see if you're at a point of it's, obliteratingly hot outside and you have to get from A to B, sure, you're going to want to find the best pathway to get there. And I do think it's really nice to have the cab of just, it's there, it's waiting, it's ready. You just get in the damn car and you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not always going to be the cheapest, but that convenience of it being right there, right now, is handy. But then you look at if I'm talking rideshare of, I can't even be dropped off at the door that I want to be dropped off at. I have to be way over there. At what point is that adding so much inconvenience that I'm going to not want to take this rideshare because now my walk is so long, I might as well have just done the whole walk in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets back to think back when Uber and, rideshare started. It was the, New York City cab, the medallions.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Your medallions
Cartel.
were
Yeah.
literally priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could sell them for
Millions of bucks pop, yeah.
People would take mortgages.
And now they've figured out, we can't do that now.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's, like you said, it's equalizing out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think competition is healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely good to have.
I don't necessarily like the tipping of the scales. Like, they make it hard. Like, I think I took an Uber from the airport to the hotel. I had to wait 17 minutes for my Uber. But, like, if you go to the taxi, just go to the line or whatever.
Yeah.
We took a taxi yesterday. We waited half an hour in the taxi line because everyone was wanting to go at the same time. But, the Uber ride, maybe it was faster, maybe not. I don't know. The Uber area was pretty crowded too. But, yeah, from here at the hotel, going to the convention center, I think yesterday, I waited like 12 minutes for my Uber ride, which historically I'd never have to wait that long, even from my house or from the airport. The most I've ever waited is probably like 7 minutes. And just, like, we're in the heart of Las Vegas on the Strip. Like, it should not take that long, but
right.
I don't know, for one reason or another, or either that, or it's Uber trying to sell you the priority pickup instead of the regular pickup.
Yeah.
Oh, now Lyft. I haven't used Lyft in a while, not just out of habit. And now Lyft, it'll tell you, hey, do you want to be 2 minutes quicker, 4 minutes quicker?
Right.
Well, is it $1 more? Okay, well, $1 more for 2 minutes? Hey, sure.
It's only $1.
Yeah, it's only $1.
Well, I think Uber's done that to me before too, but it's like you waited 12 minutes, you said?
Yeah.
I walked from the MGM to Mandalay in 12 minutes.
Yeah.
And that included the wait time for the tram and the tram, right? So it's like, man, if I can do it for free, and that's you waiting to get picked up, and then you have drive time. Yeah.
Exactly.
So if I can make it there faster by walking, at what point are we just wasting time?
I mean, for me, the convenience for me, so I don't live in the city, right? I live out in South Carolina, and I have an airport that I go to, but I don't park at the airport.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have to call an Uber. I schedule on my thing and say, hey, my flight's at this time. I'll be here by then. And then they're there. There's no debate. Always know, yes, you have to pay a reservation fee, but it's nice knowing that they're there. By the way, the price for me to get from my house to the airport and then back when my return trip is cheaper than if I were to go pay for parking at the airport.
Yeah.
So for people that have not had that in the non-city environments, it's really changed the game of like how you can use it. And if I want to go have a night out with my wife somewhere, I can do that and not have to worry about it. Whereas before, good luck for me to find a taxi cab in South Carolina. Not possible.
Yeah, I do agree with you there. Definite benefits there, especially coming from a smaller city where I was.
So it's really nice. Equalized a lot in that sense.
Yeah.
And now like you said, you're seeing the balance now.
Yeah.
That comes out.
Yeah. They're tipping the scales of that, and it's kind of funny because one of the things they said, well, Uber is not cheaper than a taxi, Airbnb is not cheaper than a hotel. So there's all these tech platforms that are supposed to disrupt the traditional means, and they're just ending up not doing that. Yeah. Like,
well, why would they want to be cheaper though? Right? If you think about it, I don't want to be cheaper. I want to make
the fee. You add the platform fee. It doesn't end up being that cheaper.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's just the trend. These are for-profit companies now. They're not VC backed. They don't get subsidies anymore, and then now they have to be able to make money on their own.
Sure. And then they have to realize that, hey, yeah, this model isn't quite profitable if we do it the way we were trying to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I will ask Tyson. So you walked over to Planet Hollywood yesterday, and you had dinner over there. Did you see any street performers on your way there?
Probably 15 of them, yeah.
Okay, so that's still alive and well then.
It is alive and well. Hilariously, I'm pretty certain some of the folks, some of the ladies who were trying to be I can't even think of what they're called. Maybe it's too late, right? Not the go-go dancers, but the ladies who have like the peacock feathers or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They're standing out. They want pictures.
Oh,
all
the
the
showgirls.
Thank you, man. I'm not even that far deep in this. But yeah, so the showgirls are there, and I think hilariously they're walking up to me, and one of them is like, hey, do you want to get a picture with your son? Because I'm walking with Igor.
Yeah.
Now, that's what I heard, and he maybe heard something different that didn't make sense either.
Igor, what did you hear? Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Igor's not here.
Yeah, exactly. but he and I, we discovered we're like 10 years apart in age, right? He is 10 years younger than I am. But he decidedly looks significantly younger than I do. Me being bald with a beard doesn't help my case at all. But it was just hilarious of like, do you want to get a picture with your son? Say these showgirls on the strip. And it's like, no, we're good. But yeah, I think that business is still alive and well. As to whether they're doing as well as they did before Vegas died, I don't know. But they're still there.
Yeah, I mean, because I've been out, on the south side of the strip. I haven't seen any, but I think they're more prominent in the middle. Maybe
oh yes,
more
where all the tourist is, where they're going to really hit the hard middle part. Like over here where we're at, still kind of quietish.
Yeah.
That's. I was thinking of Igor being your son.
I know, it was great. It was a funny one. I definitely used that a few times the rest of the night. Yeah. Come along, son.
Well, that will not die from this point.
Thank you. Yes, I hope you will continue to carry that one.
Yeah, and then we got DEFCON here coming up soon, so that'll be interesting. I haven't seen the talk tracks yet. Have you looked at it at all? See what?
No, I heard DEFCON was canceled, so I have not looked.
Is that the rumor out there?
That is a rumor out there.
It's canceled every year.
Yep.
One of those showgirls. I'm sure they're the ones who told you about.
They were the ones. Yeah. You don't want a picture with your son? Well, DEFCON's canceled. Yeah. So sorry, guys. I got DEFCON canceled. My bad.
Yeah. And then I think this year at BlackHat there was a AI summit as well. I saw some people walking around with the badge with the AI summit. Just an interesting way, direction that they have an entire summit dedicated to that, and it's one of those things top of mind of people that they really think that that's what people come here for and learn about AI security and what the future holds for that.
I think unfortunately you don't have a choice, and I hate it. I've pushed against it so long. And I don't think there's a choice anymore, right? If you want to be in the field and you want to continue learning and being relevant, you're going to have to learn that side of things. You have to learn the AI and be comfortable with it and know its pitfalls and where it can get you in trouble to be of any value.
Well, you see it a lot now with if you follow the stock market in techs. It literally up and down. That's all you hear as well. The AI scaring the investors.
And what's the AI
scaring
story
them
there?
about what? Is your question you want to ask, and you can't ever get the answer of what they're scared about.
Right.
Is it the software side that's going to get
You know?
killed? Is it the chip side? Is it the hardware
Yeah.
side? Is it the hyperscaler side?
Because what you don't realize is like AI, yes, okay, people are scared of what it does to their jobs, but there's also, data center. Like we talk about, Seagate's hard drives are allocated for the whole year.
SanDisk there.
Yeah.
So,
I'm trying to buy
yes,
a
you're offsetting
Nexus.
one side, but you're putting a lot of business on the other side. So, yes, is it scary? But there's also the humanized side, what I call it. You got to humanize the AI stuff. So you just don't use it.
Right.
As in, like, AI said this is the truth. Because you ask AI same question 5 times, you're probably going to get 4 different questions or answers in that question. And then one of them are going to be, like, really off the wall of,
Sure.
Yeah.
what are you talking about, AI? Where'd you get that from? And
Yeah.
it's just a one little blurb. So you have to, like, balance that.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to buy an SSD for my PS5. I ran out of space on my PS5. The price of like this NAND flash is like just quadrupled. Like it's
Oh my
crazy.
gosh, yeah.
Like a 1 terabyte SSD is like $250 now. I'm like, I remember paying like $89 for this like not that long ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy now. Just the price of everything.
No, and unfortunately, I don't think that's coming back down anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, like Micron, like they exited the consumer DRAM, and they said, yeah, their stock of memory chips has been allocated for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
They have these supplier agreements, and like, yeah, you're not going to see anything on the consumer side. There's just no money to be made there.
Well, a lot of home networking vendors, they charge you now an upcharge.
An AI upcharge.
AI upcharge.
And Ubiquity, I think, does that now, don't they?
Jeez.
Yep. Sign of the times. I remember, I don't know if Tyson, you saw it last year at DEFCON. One of the interesting things I think is the AI generated content, and it was exactly a year ago that when we were recording the podcast, Tyson was here, and we took a picture after the recording. It was Kobe, Brian. I don't know if you were there, but Glenn was there.
Yeah.
And we just all took a picture in front of the hotel, the Mandalay we were staying at, and then I think it was Victor. He made like Kobe kiss Brian, and it was like so rudimentary, but it got a lot of laughs at the time. But now, like just 1 year later, like the ability for AI video is just so crazy of how good it is now and how much we've advanced in the year. And one of the things I specifically remember at DEFCON was, is this image real or is it AI generated? And that was like a thing. Like it was a quiz you could take, and I was standing in line for people. A surprising number of people could not tell if content was AI generated or not. Like it's just gotten that good now. And that's one of the things, like my wife loves going on social media. She loves going to Instagram, and she showed me like this video, and she's like, hey, look at this cute cat video. And then I took like 2 seconds. I looked at it. I'm like, no, that's fake. That's AI. And she's like, what? How can you tell? And I said, okay, well, the water doesn't flow this way. And, if you put a cat in a laundry basket in water, like it should take on water. It shouldn't float on the water. And like, there's like certain telltale signs, but like, like I would say, I'm not average people, but like, the general public in general, they don't think of these things, and they look at like AI generated video and they're like, yeah, this looks real. This looks legit. And, I said it 4 years ago during the election that AI video is going to be a game changer, but like just every year it just gets infinitely better, I think.
Yeah, undoubtedly. I do remember last year we took a group photo at one of our company events.
Yeah.
And during the company event, it was maybe 30 minutes later, you are showing me something you've put together that is unacceptable in any polite company. And it's like, how in the hell on your phone have you done this in under 30 minutes while you're also still having a good time? What is going on? Yeah. No, it is insane how quickly things are moving continuously.
Yeah. That gives rise to like new industries of some of the vendors I've seen here at BlackHat too, like AI generation detection, deepfake detection, and it's that cat and mouse thing. AI generation gets better, and we have to make the detections better too.
So, at what point do we identify whether we're going to just assume that everything is AI or deepfake or something, right? At what point do we just stop trusting anything whatsoever?
I don't know.
Because
hard to say.
Like, if the CEO were to call me tomorrow, it could be real. It's almost certainly not. But it's like, I'm just going to have to say it's not real.
Yeah.
And so then it becomes like, well, would I trust anyone calling me? Even video call? Do I trust that they're actually them?
Yeah.
Or, as we're interviewing people, do I trust that they're actually, is that person I'm talking to, or is it some avatar that I'm talking to? And that's that extra piece of, is it just someone from a, adversarial nation state trying to get a position to get data from us, or is it just actually a real person trying their best and wanting to get their foot in the door and have themselves a nice job, right?
Yeah.
So, like, do we succumb to fear and assume everything is fake, or do we give people the benefit of the doubt and try to move forward? And I think that's going to become worse as we continue to move forward in this.
You make them give you multi-factor authentication every.
Okay. Yeah.
Challenge
That's
them.
how we're going.
Okay.
Challenge.
Biometrics.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. If I have to sign my biometrics away
Anymore, it's over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that's one of those things too, like, it doesn't have to be related to AI. Like, one of the things that I've seen, like, I'm on Nextdoor, and one of the things that I see commonly on the Nextdoor app in our neighborhood is somebody says, oh yeah, some people came by in some yellow vests and they say they're from the utility and they have to inspect something. And we've just been so trained that says, no, you're not allowed. You're not coming in my house. You're not going in my backyard. I don't care if you have a badge. Like,
Right.
You're not coming in, because there's just so many times that people are fake being a utility worker. They just keys the house and they come rob it later. And that's just how we've been trained. Like, if I have a utility worker come in, they want to see the backyard, I'm like, no, I'll call the utility company and see if you're legit. If they say yes, then you can come back here. But otherwise, no.
No, and I think that's really good, right? Where you're getting that training, or you have that experience and background, and maybe that's a negative as well. Of holy crap, it's so prevalent.
It's like a trust no
you're
one,
having
right?
that, right?
Yeah, TNO security.
But in the smaller, towns like where I came from, or I imagine where you live, Brian, it's there's so many people who aren't even aware of the idea of social engineering, aren't aware of. Someone might want to dress up or, nefariously try to pretend to be someone so they can do something else. And so I think, in those bigger cities, yes, it is becoming more prevalent as an attack vector, but it's also something that we're being trained to identify and protect against. But there's still so much of rural America or the world that doesn't have that yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's entirely an untapped market for those attackers to continue to get through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the unfortunate truth. We're learning not to trust anybody, and I guess that's better than the alternative. You trust everybody, and then just people get taken advantage of. Unfortunately, there's a lot of stories of that. Unfortunately, but it's more of people on Nextdoor that says, yeah, these people came by, they said from the cable company or from the power utility or the gas company, you name it, and then they said they want to take a look around. I'm like, no, like they train people not to trust them, which, classic security question: do you set up an allow list and you set up and let everybody in, you block the bad, or do you set up a block list and you just allow the good? Like, what's the better model there?
I think that's definitely the challenge of how do we operate as people in a society? And I would say in the last year, I've learned one hell of a hard lesson in, like, implicitly just trusting people until proven otherwise.
Yeah.
And it's a very costly process of, man, you can't just trust everybody because they say one thing or another, or because you have this relationship with them. So, yeah, I think that is a negative part of society and how we're going, and something that is going to need to be addressed before we have a chance of moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, we continue to get great comments about our Dad Joke of the Week.
Dad Joke of the Week.
This week, I don't know if either of you came up with one.
Yeah.
You have one? Yeah.
I've got one for
All right,
you. Yeah.
Tyson's up.
Yeah, so, decidedly, right? Especially as we continue to talk about the AI space, which I'm notoriously not great at, and trying to come around, and this trust and the social engineering piece, right? I think I've decided what my next career is going to be, and I shouldn't say this with my boss in the room, but here we are, right? So, like, my next career, I think, I was initially planning to be a farmer, but I think I'm just going to be like a mirror washer, right? I can really see myself in that job. Wah, wah.
I did not have reading follow-up this. We're good.
All right. Well, on that note, that's all we have for this week. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Find us on LinkedIn. Links will be in the description. Follow us on Instagram at PEBCAK Podcast. Thank you to our listeners and subscribers who raised 5 stars on iTunes Store and Spotify and left us a review. We appreciate you all spreading the word to help grow the show. The best way to find us is search for the PEBCAK Podcast in your favorite podcast listening app. For my guests, Tyson Kindler and Brian Weber, I'm Chris Louie. Thanks for listening. We'll see you all next weekend. As always, have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.
Have a nice day.